Hey lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Omotola. If you're new here or you're just stopping by for the first time, you're welcome. Please consider subscribing and remember to click on that bell notification icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a new content, which is at least once every week. Also, here on this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK, and I also do sit down videos like this to give you snippets into how your journey into the UK will be. And today we have a special guest in the house. You probably know her. She needs no further introduction. But I'm just going to open up the floor to her and let her introduce herself, and then we will carry on with the rest of today's video. All right, over to you, Tochi.
Guys, thank you so much, Tola, for having me. I'm glad to be here. My name is Tochi. I live in the UK with my family. I'm a lawyer, and I have a YouTube channel as well where I share information on how you can move abroad, how you can live and survive abroad, and basically just do life and be happy. So, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Tochi, for that brief introduction. You guys probably know her from her YouTube channel. She creates tons of content relating to different aspects of how you can come into the UK, different avenues as well. She also talks about different countries in case you are planning or trying to keep your options open. All right, so Tochi's been here for a good number of years, and I'm just going to be picking her brain and finding out some of the things that she wished she knew before coming into the UK.
All right, so I think basically the only thing I would say I wish I knew, I wish I learned before coming to the UK is getting more skills, because UK labor is not cheap at all. So if I had gotten more skills like, catering, baking, hair making, and doing just things that would help you save you more money, because doing those things or getting someone to do those things here is not cheap, it's very expensive. So I wish I had learned all those skills, extra skills, before coming, because now I have to like make my daughter's hair myself all the time for school. So if I had learned that more professionally, it would have been better, and I would have even been making it for money, like maybe making other children's hair or making other people's hair for money, and all that. And aside that, also, I wish I had taken my career more seriously, like taking more courses, taking more trainings, and just prepared myself better for the UK market. So I think these are the things I wish I had known or somebody had told me to do before coming to the UK.
Yeah, honestly can relate to a lot of what you just said, especially picking up on some of these trades and like developing yourself, like even as a woman. All right, so my next question for you, Tochi, is what are the things that you've learned that have changed the way you live your day-to-day life? Like, what are some of the things that you've picked up here in the UK that has helped you change the way you carry out your day-to-day activities?
Right, the UK is a different society. It's quite different from what we are used to. So I've kind of learned, that culture. For instance, here in the UK, you live a very quiet life, and then you might not even know your next door neighbor. You can stay for a month, for 2 months. You don't even know who lives next door. So I have learned that. And also here, I've learned to respect everybody's opinion. Here, you don't judge people. You accept people the way they are, regardless of their orientation and their beliefs. Everybody's opinion and lifestyle is respected here. And also here, you learn to mind your business, right?
Yeah.
Coming from Africa, people tend to like poke nose a lot into people's affairs. Maybe you see somebody who is smoking on the road, or maybe PDA or something, and you're like, do you have parents? You can just look at the person and like, why are you doing that? You're so young. But here, you mind your business. Like, it's not your business. Face your front and leave people to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So I've learned that. I've learned to mind my business. The more we say, learn to drink water and mind your business. So I think I drink
Yes.
more water here now and mind my business. And then secondly, I've learned to just be me. And I've also learned that here I think it's even a good thing, because coming from Nigeria, where we love music, we love to party, we love to dress and show off, right? Every Sunday you see people, like if you come out
Yeah.
on a Sunday morning, you know that yes, today is Sunday because of the way people are dressed, people are going
Yeah.
to church. Sometimes if you don't dress so well and come out in your street and you see other people, you might be intimidated.
Yeah.
But here, I've learned that nobody cares. Like Sunday is like every other day, and because of the weather, you can go to church with just a jean and your t-shirt and a jacket, and
Yeah.
it's normal. So here it's even very simple. You don't have to spend so much money to look good or go to
And look
church,
extravagant. Yeah.
right?
All right. So my next question is, what are the things that you now do differently?
I'm now more reserved. Like I've learned to just live one day at a time, and I plan more now. I plan more, I budget, because I understand the system we are in. And if you fail to plan, you just discover that you have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
that's why you hear that this person has been abroad all his life, and
Yeah.
he went back to his home country with nothing. That's basically because he was just living his life to maybe pay his bills and just show off that he's abroad. But
Mm.
I've learned not to live my life to please anybody, just do what I love to do and what makes me happy, so long as I'm comfortable in it. And I think living abroad too has made me more mature,
Yeah.
because you do so many things without any help, basically. Like
Yeah.
you have to make decisions yourself on the spot, and you have to just do things instantly. And
Yeah.
I've learned all that. Like, I think when it comes to family, raising kids, I feel like I'm now a bit more mature, and I can now do a lot more things that I used to do when I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I've learned to just look for ways to be happy, because this country honestly can be depressing,
Mm.
right? It can be very boring and depressing, but you have to look for something to do to keep yourself busy. And that's one of the reasons why I even started content creation in the first place. That was why I opened my YouTube channel.
I can relate with what you said with regards to, being more reserved, being more calculated. You actually have to plan to stay afloat in this country. If for someone who has a family like yourself, I understand the place of planning and having that structure in place, especially if you're raising children in this kind of society. Like you really have to think ahead and project. All right, so
Yeah.
my next question to you is something that has been on my mind for a while. Um, what are the things that you have noticed that you see people do that you wish to correct? And when I say people, I mean like
Our
Nigerians and
people.
other Africans in general.
Okay. So what is coming to my head right now is, I think I've talked about that a lot of times. Let our people understand that we are in a place where we are far from home. So next black person that you'll see is like the closest person to you from home, if you
Yeah,
get what I mean. But
yeah,
I observe that most people just come here and they still want to just live on their own, and this competitive spirit, they want
yes,
to be the best. I'm driving the best car, and living in this society, people here don't even care. You would
mm,
see a cleaner, he's driving the latest car. You would see a handyman that came to your house, says they make more money,
yeah,
and they're driving the biggest cars and they don't even care, right? Like you feel like your car is the biggest. Go to
yes,
the road and see somebody else who is doing something lesser than what you're doing, driving even a bigger car than you are, right? But our people still have that competitive spirit, that individualistic mentality. Like, I'm on my
mm,
own, I want to be better than the next
mm,
Nigerian or the next black person beside me. And that's not like that with Asians. I've observed Asians,
yeah.
Indians, that's not like that with them, right?
There's a different
they
mentality.
yeah, they hold their brothers' hands. They want to see each other, like they want to do better. They open business, set up businesses, bring their people, you know. And that brings me to the point that I want to open businesses, employ more people, bring in more people, like.
Yeah.
and just let them understand that we're not struggling for anything. We're not dragging
It's not
anything.
a
You
competition.
get, there's no competition. This life is not that serious. So that is something I wish I could do differently. Yes, be comfortable. Yes, be happy. It's your money. Do what works for you. But don't go out of your way to
Yeah.
do it just because you want to outdo the next person,
Yeah.
or just because you want them to see you in a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, nobody cares. Actually, that's the truth. I want to like bring our people more together, like set up businesses or set up structures that will bring us more together and help us stay connected and achieve more things. Invest more in properties. Let us win, get more businesses, bring in more people, and just build a very strong and
Community.
wonderful community here.
Like you said, and one striking thing that you've said is that there is no competition here. Like, it's just about helping each other and, just growing together. Like, having to change that mentality, learning and unlearning some things would really go a long way. Yeah. So my last and final question to you today is, what advice would you give to someone coming into the UK? What advice will you give to them as someone who's been here and with the power of hindsight? Like, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's planning to come, either as a family or as a single person?
Just come here and understand that there's no pressure, right? And you're coming here, if you understand that you're coming here to get a better life for yourself, for your family, for your children, and that you're not here to please anybody, right? You're just here to survive and just, navigate through life and be fine. If you understand that, then you would come here and just live according to your means. Cut your coat basically according to your size. Try and go to cities that are very affordable, because just like every other country, there are some cities in the UK that are more expensive to live in than some other cities. So try to go for those cities that are really affordable, that you can easily afford the rent there, because that's one thing that we did that actually helped us. And I'm glad that we live where we live today, right? And I know a lot of people too who came at the same time we came and moved to some other cities, and they are regretting it today, or they're just wishing that they didn't
started
make
small.
that decision, or they are wishing that, in fact, some of them are even like looking for jobs down here to come over to this side because of what they've seen and the difference between living in those expensive cities and living in cities like this. Try to ask questions and associate with the right people. Even the Bible says, my people suffer for lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have the right information, see, this thing people are saying, there's just this particular job that you can do in the UK. It's a lie. There are so many opportunities
So
here
many
that you
other
can
options.
take up. So many. You just have to open your eyes and know where to search. Surround yourself with the best people. Look for connections, how to meet people who would help you grow, not people who would take away from you, people who would help you grow, people who want to see you succeed and just be the best of yourself. Just live not to please anyone. You will see that you will be fine at the end of the day.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Tochi. Thank you so much for coming on the channel today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really hope that this will be the first in many series that we're going to do together.
Yeah.
You guys, Tochi has an amazing community here on YouTube as well. If you do not know the way to our channel, you have been living under a rock. I will leave a link to her channel in the description box of this video. Do well to go over there and research on different types of topics, be it healthcare and other career paths. Here in the UK, she has some amazing content over there. If you've found anything of value for this video today, do well to give us a huge thumbs up. It does a lot to boost my analytics and get others to see this video as well. Leave us a comment. Tochi will be in the comment section to answer your questions. I will also be there to answer them as well. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.